Will Oliver Queen be able to unmask the mysterious mastermind who has been keeping his family apart, even if it means having to travel through time and space to do so? Well, let's hop into the pages of Green Arrow issue number 6 and find out what happens next together, shall we? Alrighty then, so as we join the book, we check back on in with Cheshire, Black Canary, and Arsenal. They're still tracking down leads involving Amanda Waller's involvement in everything that's been going on with the Arrow family at the moment. Dinah, though, ends up having an intuition that causes her to strike off on her own Scooby-Doo style, meaning that the more than a little dysfunctional couple of Roy and Jade on their own to continue the investigation from their end. Not that it's a problem, because Cheshire and Black Canary were at each other's throats anyway, and I promise this will actually make more sense by the end. From there we transition on over to Ollie, who at the end of the previous issue had seemingly died in a battle with a whole multiverse of Green Arrows. Though as Ollie admits, this time it feels different than any other time he died. He actually sees a bunch of different snapshots of his life, the people he's leaving behind, the people he's hurt, before eventually coming to at the circus, but not just any circus, the very same circus that Ollie learned to shoot, where he first mastered the bow after coming back from his island experience. It's here Green Arrow ends up getting jumped by a mysterious individual, the true mastermind behind all the goings-on in the Arrow family, who waxes poetically about how time has changed under their feet several times over the years, but how some things like this circus always end up being stuck in time. Green Arrow's decided he's had enough of getting jerked around and being told cryptic speeches about his failings as a human being and a hero, and he figures, you know what, if it's all or nothing right now and there's definitely a device in his head that somehow keeps him and his friends and family jumping through time, then he's just gonna go for broke and carve it out with an arrow, which is exactly what he does, which you would be shocked to find out ends up having a terrible butterfly effect. Both Green Arrow and the mystery assailant end up getting knocked all the way to some sort of strange parallel side dimension, maybe the end of time, I can't be 100% certain. It's here the mystery baddie gloats a little bit more before eventually taking off the mask and revealing that the true evil villain behind all of these events is none other than Merlin. Yeah, I know, right? I guess I was really damn overthinking things before. Turns out the bad guy is who's always the bad guy, Green Arrow's arch nemesis and the man who taught him how to shoot. If nothing else though, Joshua Williamson is sure to go the extra mile and remind people that the last time we saw Merlin was all the way back in Bendis's Leviathan book. He had seemingly died there, but you know the rules, no body, no death. Merlin had not only managed to survive, but he put himself back together with advanced robot parts before cutting deals with the likes of Parallax and Amanda Waller to give him access to a time machine. It's after that he also seemingly stole some plays from the Reverse Flash's playbook by deciding to just ruin Oliver's life across all of time and space. Well, okay, his plan is actually a little bit more nuanced than that. Basically, Merlin wanted Oliver to lose all hope so that he would eventually accept the fact that him and his family could never be together and that it was all his fault. Because, you know, that would torture him way worse than if Merlin just killed Oliver or any one of his sidekicks at any moment in time, which he totally could have done. Furthermore, the implication is Merlin had only been doing the whole device in the head, time and space swapping thing as of recently, meaning every other time Ollie got broken up from Roy or Leanne or Dinah, it was actually just his fault. In fact, he probably always knew that deep down in his heart of hearts, but he didn't want to admit it, which is why he's stubbornly been banging his head against this plot over and over again, even though, let's face it, the answer was pretty damn obvious at the end of the day. Merlin goes in for the kill, only for time-traveling Connor and eventually time-traveling Leanne to swoop on in and save GA. The big message here being that Green Arrow is never alone, and despite him sometimes being a jerk and sometimes driving people away, eventually they always do come back because they are friends and they are a family. And Oliver was man enough to admit his problems, which is the first step to making things better, though the next big question is what the hell are they gonna do with Robo Merlin right now? At first, Green Arrow thinks, well, maybe I should just kill him. But Connor talks him out of it, saying that it's not his way, and leaving him right here, right now, wherever the hell this place is in the universe is probably punishment enough, even if that does mean one day he'll probably come back. Now that the threat officially has been ended too, that means the Green Arrow family has to make one last jump in time and space, not exactly knowing where the hell they're going to show up again, and in a nice bit of the story coming full circle, Ollie wakes up in the water just like he did back in issue 1, only this time he absolutely is on Earth, and this absolutely is the same island from his origin, and wouldn't you know it, Black Canary is already there waiting for him, because she just knew deep down in her heart of hearts this is the place where Ollie would be, because their bond really is that strong that nothing can keep them apart. In the universe, in time, or anywhere else for that matter. Is that all a little cheesy, a little convenient, and maybe even a little contrived? Yes, but is it so sweet I don't care? Also yes. And with that, the day is saved. The only problem is the Arrow family is missing Roy right now, and that's because him and Cheshire just so managed to stumble across one of Amanda Waller's big spy outposts. It's while digging through her feeds, Arsenal ends up seeing the Titans coming under attack in the events of Beast World that also just so happened to drop this week. Roy desperately wants to go save his old friends and teammates. Unfortunately, Waller ends up getting the drop on both him and Jade and riddling them with bullets. And it's on that shocking note right there the comic comes to a close, everybody. And so that was Green Arrow issue number 6, everyone. And ultimately, I did enjoy this issue and this arc as a whole, even if there were some problems. The twist that Merlin was secretly behind it all was a little obvious and a little on the nose. His plan also, despite seeming complex on the surface, was actually kind of overly simple, and the sort of thing we've seen better elsewhere in other stories. But hey, you know what? This story brought back so much great classic Green Arrow stuff, it only makes sense they bring back his arch nemesis too. I also don't really understand what the importance was of Green Arrow dying for a third time and doing battle with Green Arrows from across the multiverse outside getting Phil Hester back to draw some art, which again, not complaining about, he's my favorite Green Arrow artist, or at least the one I felt the most nostalgic about. Now, originally this series was only supposed to be a 6-issue mini, but it actually got extended to 12. No doubt to tie into the bigger events of Beast World that Joshua Williamson is also working on, and you can kind of feel where pieces were moved around. Again, though, these are all small complaints in the grander scheme of things because this series did succeed in what it was trying to do, bring the entire extended Green Arrow family back together like fans, myself including, have been clamoring for forever. Even if it was a little sloppy in places getting there, it absolutely nailed the big feel-good moments, and I did walk away from this one feeling really good, which is why I would give this one a very positive 7.5 out of 10. Hey there everyone, it's your pal Cape Joel again, and if you're seeing my face right now, that means you watched to the end of the video, and I'll always be grateful for that. Retention helps in this crazy YouTube game, and so does becoming a patron. If you head on down to the description, you can find a link to my Patreon page. Recently just redid all the tiers, a lot of cool stuff offering up there, exclusive commentaries, exclusive polls, behind the scenes concept art for Capes and Quest, that's the brand new D&D show I've started soon. Never been a better time to become a patron. You can become a patron for as little as $1 a month and help the channel grow and, help me continue to deliver content like what you just saw. So I want to thank you all, and I will see you again next time. Bye-bye.